Thank you for joining us for this demonstration of Deltek Performance.
With Deltek Performance, feedback can be gathered from virtually any source, including clients and vendors. Our software adheres to a multi-phase design: plan, develop, performance, assess, and review. Deltek Performance supports a strategic process to ensure everyone is poised to help the company meet high-level objectives. This recorded demonstration will cover elements within Deltek Performance, including a main dashboard, which is configurable by users, real-time, and contains actionable widgets. My Employees view that shows direct reports and their appraisals, development, learning, and performance band indicators. Total Talent Profile, showing an employee's current and past appraisals, printing appraisals, competencies and skills. Appraisal cycles including phases, schedule, 90-day review, and 360 assessment. Continuous feedback for documenting conversations. Project-based appraisals, including assessing, scoring, and 360s. Employee recognition, giving and viewing recognition. And reports, including standard reports, appraisal scores, their export options, and custom reports. This is the landing page of the application. Information is visible by role. Information is shown in real time. Widgets are actionable and drill down capable. The dashboard is configurable by each user. Users are able to decide which widgets they find useful by rearranging them, adding new widgets, or deleting widgets. For example, a manager accessing the main dashboard could configure this screen to show them information about their direct reports to have immediate access to information most important for them to do their job. You see the appraisals in progress for each of your direct reports, along with the status, and drill down to add notes and update progress. The entire solution is mobile accessible on both smartphones and tablets. This includes Dashboard, Career Center, and all areas of talent management. Managers can work with their direct reports and their appraisals. In addition to the main dashboard, managers can track information about their direct reports on their My Employees screen. This page shows a view of their direct reports and their current appraisals and statuses. Managers can easily access other areas of talent management, such as development and learning, without needing to log into a separate system. For each employee, key details about the employees can be seen in their badge. The performance band indicator gives us information on the employee's performance over time. For Matthew, we can see his performance has remained constant over his most recent reviews. And for Betsy, we can see that her performance score is increasing over time. The Total Talent Profile combines all areas of talent management into a single view for employee details. The information and tabs visible are based on the modules purchased. For appraisals, we can access both current and past appraisals of the employee. This includes the ability to view or print past appraisals. If you need to print a paper or PDF copy to store with an employee's file or for a manager meeting, you have the ability to choose the elements of the appraisal to include in the printout. Employees can also build on their competencies and skills profile, which managers can view and endorse on the Total Talent Profile, or TTP. This makes it easier for managers to see which skills employees have self-identified, including those during the hiring process, and to confirm those skills. Managers can also see a job history for their employees, including both those inside and outside the organization. On My Employees, we can see the appraisals in progress for direct reports, including where employees are in the cycle and deadlines for each phase. Employees can have multiple appraisals in cycle. For employees who have just moved into a new position, their 90-day review can be occurring at the same time as their annual review. 360 appraisals can be included to solicit feedback for an employee on a project they have recently completed. Managers can also log ongoing feedback conversations with their employees. Managers can easily access records of completed feedback sessions as well as upcoming sessions. Reminders can be sent based on a time interval between sessions, such as 3 months. Additionally, a dashboard widget shows a manager the most recent and next sessions that occur for an employee. This enables managers to document conversations outside of the formal appraisal cycle. Managers can document notes from their feedback sessions, including attachments. Employees can review notes entered by their manager. You can easily view past continuous feedback sessions. The planning phase is a time for managers and employees to review the appraisal and ensure they are on the same page for items the employee will be accountable for throughout the year. Core competencies can be included automatically in the appraisal to provide consistent competencies across the organization or a segment of the organization. You can review an employee's performance on a selected competency compared to others in their role, organizational unit, and the company as a whole. This can be used to determine if an employee is performing below average, to know if training may be needed. Job competencies can be pulled into the appraisal based on the competencies required for the job that an employee is in. Because Matthew Boyce is a field accountant, these are the competencies required of him. Managers can review the goals on the current appraisal as well as add goals for their employees. The Smart Goal Wizard helps managers to create goals that are specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-bound. As a starting point, managers can pull in goals from various sources. For example, if the employee had a goal on their previous year's appraisal that was not completed, they can select to add it to the current appraisal. If a manager has a goal on their appraisal that they'd like to share with an employee, they can select to add it to the employee's current appraisal. Step 3 begins a SMART selection of the wizard, where questions are presented to the manager to help them frame the goal to be a SMART goal. Once a SMART goal is added, the manager and employee can keep track of progress toward the goal along with any other goal already in their appraisal. The performance phase is the time when the employee and manager take notes about employee progress towards goals throughout the year. For companies using a yearly appraisal cycle where planning takes place in January or February and scoring takes place in November or December, this is the time between where the employee is simply doing their day-to-day job. Managers or employees also have easy access to any continuous feedback entered. The manager or employee can log in at any time to review the competencies and goals on the appraisal, as well as any notes added already. New notes can be added to the journal with options to limit who can view the notes, word filtering, and attachments. If a manager needs to add a note to the appraisal that they don't want the employee to see, perhaps it is a note to watch future performance that they are not ready to share with the employee, they can make the note private. If an employee receives a kudos email, they could add a note and attach the email to the note. Development plans address specific areas where employees need improvement. The objective and dates can be set up, and completion can be tracked. Specific skills and competencies can be targeted by the plan. Courses in the learning module that are related to the ethics, integrity, or communication skill competency are shown. Also from the learning module, library resources display books or DVDs that target the selected competency. Employees approved as mentors in the development module are recommended based on their competencies. As part of the competency library, additional options can be provided. For example, if a class at a local community college would be helpful but is not part of your learning catalog, it can be added as a suggestion in this area. The assessment phase is where scoring of the appraisal takes place. Both manager and self-assessment can be completed. For each competency, we can see the competency details. We can also see the employee's self-assessment score. Any notes taken through the year related to this competency can also be viewed. As a manager, you can then make your selection for the score. When you make the scoring selection, a competency-specific rating tip is displayed to help guide the scoring selection. The rating tip tells the manager that for this employee to get an exceeds expectation rating on the communication skills, this is the behavior that should be observed. The manager can change their rating based on the rating tip guidelines. New comments can be added while scoring each competency. Additionally, any notes added during the performance phase can be accessed to help the manager in selecting the correct performance score. Other competencies are scored in the same manner. Users can begin the process and use the Finish Later option if they need to complete the scoring at a later time. Review is the time for employees and managers to discuss the appraisal result and sign off on the appraisal. Managers can be required to sign first so that employees do not feel like managers will make changes after the employee signs. For each competency, the self and manager assessment score can be reviewed, along with the overall score for each competency. The overall score calculated for the appraisal can be reviewed. In addition, the manager can sign off on the appraisal and add a final note. For projects that employees are a part of, appraisals can be launched and managed by the project team lead. The appraisal includes both formal appraisals and 360 appraisals. These appraisals can follow your workflows, content, and time frame in the same manner as appraisals launched by the manager. The project lead can access the appraisal to set goals or complete scoring. For Katie, we're able to score the appraisal as the team lead. For each competency, we can see the competency details. As a project manager, you can then make your selection for the score. When you make the scoring selection, a competency-specific rating tip is displayed to help guide the scoring selection. The rating tip tells the manager that for this employee, to get a 4 on action orientation, this is the behavior that should be observed. The manager can change the rating based on the rating tip guidelines. New comments can be added while scoring each competency. Additionally, any notes added during the performance phase can be accessed to help the manager in selecting the correct performance score. Other competencies are scored in the same manner. An employee can give recognition, view recognition they've given, and view recognition they've received. In addition to an email letting an employee and their manager know the employee has gotten feedback, they can view it in the system. They can also recognize their coworkers. For example, if they work closely with someone on a project and want to provide kudos for that employee's work, they can give recognition at any time. The solution includes several standard reports, broken down here into relevant categories. Each report includes a description to view before running it. Reports can be run online after selecting filters to make sure correct data is showing. Drill down options are available to show more details on the employee or manager. Reports can be exported from the system to CSV, PDF, or Excel formats. The reporting tool provides the ability for users to create custom reports from any data stored in the solution. Using the report wizard, a user selects the type of report they'd like to build. Columns available in the basic report wizard are shown by area. Adding columns is done by drag and drop. Previewing the report information is done as columns are added to the report. Filters can be easily created from columns added to the report. The report name, description, and format can be selected. You can select your filters to run the report. Reports can also be downloaded as CSV, Excel, or PDF. You can also schedule reports built in this tool for scheduled delivery via email. This concludes the recorded presentation of the Deltek Talent Performance demonstration.